hard to get. And in the middle of the book, she commits suicide.
What?
This girl. She kills herself. And then that's the point in the book where I realized, oh my god, everything makes sense. And I thought the book was going to be about like seeing the bigger picture. Like everyone just saw her as like a vapid slut, but she actually had issues, you know? But that's not what happened. As soon as she killed herself, the main character was all of a sudden, oh yeah, what a vapid slut. Oh my god, I can't believe she would do that. Oh, let's forget about Alaska and move on.
And that's the halfway point of the book?
Basically. Like, well,
What do they
it's
say?
like
Half of the book doing?
it's like towards the end. But like, basically after Alaska kills herself, it's all just like, oh, who cares? We don't like her anymore. She was a slut. She was gross. And then I don't get it. The main character immediately goes off on like, oh yeah, like people aren't that cool. I'm better than that. I don't have to do. It was weird. Like, it was really weird. Cause I like him as a person, but he doesn't. His books, he has good. I don't know. He has really good. Like Paper Towns had a great subplot of like the road trip and the characters interacting with each other. I laughed really hard as like a 15-year-old.
It's just the main plot that's.
Then he had the weird romance between Margot and whatever the main character's name was. I just remember Margot. I don't remember. But I laughed at that book, but I was really disappointed at the romance because even at 15, I could tell I was reading wish fulfillment. Because she was perfect. She was a manic pixie dream girl. She listened to all the records he liked. She was mysterious and cool and so much more mature. And she helped him grow. And I'm like, okay.
Why is it always the records?
Right?
It's always
records and cigarettes and curves and
oh, you listen to the Smiths.
I think they're making a Paper Towns movie. I saw like it was trending as a tag. Like Paper Towns was trending really recently, so I thought, oh, they're making a movie time. That'll be neat.
Okay, right, cultists. Weeb.
That's right, they are making a movie.
Are they making one for Looking for Alaska?
I don't know, but I know they're making one Paper Towns. I've never seen this.
We're still looking for the thing to wake that guy up, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Horn of Sacred Ashes, but there's kind of a cult in place.
So. Oh, okay. I remember where we are.
So, the main character, Margot of Paper Towns, is described as like, not necessarily overweight, but she's not skinny. She like describes, like, she says like multiple times in the book, like, oh, like my fat ass can't fit in there and stuff like that. And she's like, you know, she's like bigger, and she's like, all the books, the cover looks like this. So she was like short. She always described as like short, dark hair, kind of like a chubby face. And not that I'm freaking out about this because I know she's a. So they're making a movie, and this was so cool to me just because I like her as a person. But you know who's gonna play her in the movie? Cara Delevingne.
Delevingne?
Yeah.
Really? I didn't know she was an actress.
Me neither. This is her first role.
Wow.
And like I love her.
Yeah, she's cool.
Legitimately adore her.
So what is this person?
She's
a runway model.
She's British.
She's a British runway model.
Okay.
And one, I'm excited for her first act because I remember John Green tweeted like, about how he was like personally moved by her performance. He was like, she really understands the character. She's really like gone in depth. She's and that I'm like, okay, maybe she can do a good job portraying this British runway model can maybe portray this average looking 16-year-old girl. But at the same time, I don't care about Paper Towns that much because Marco's a concept. So if they want to make her traditionally beautiful, whatever. That's the thing. All of his heroines are like concepts. Maybe with the exception of The Fault in Our Stars, but I never read it.
Yeah, it was.
I can only speak about looking for Alaska and Paper Towns. And never read. What's this game? We've played it forever.
So I think it's been 3 weeks.
Oh my god, yesterday?
For us, that's forever.
Yesterday my cousin got married, and I was at the wedding, and like, what?
That's fun.
Oh yeah, it was fun. Oh my god. It was dramatic.
Oh, right.
It was very dramatic.
I'm picking up to chicken specific tumblers because I can't dash dive anymore.
Good. See, I'm so glad everyone's picking up on that.
Yours was one of them. It's like, wait, fist fights didn't happen? Wait, what?
So, I was gonna talk about video games, but whatever. I'll talk about that. Anyway, my cousin got married, and I love him a lot. We weren't necessarily really close growing up, but we had like a kinship because we were the same age. He's only like 10 days older than me. So, he got married yesterday, and her family doesn't like his family for for some reason. I don't know the details. I'm not gossipy like that. It makes me nervous.
You're not an insider.
I'm not an insider. I'm really not. I have to like get the details in the car later. My mom tells me. So they don't like each other, but I knew they didn't like each other. I knew there was tension. Guys, like, you've all been to weddings, right? Like, you've all been to a wedding.
I've only been to one.
And it is really like, this is like my fifth one? I don't know. But like, it is, I was really happy. I like her a lot. My family doesn't. I think she's super nice, but whatever. So like, it's really weird sitting in a wedding ceremony where you know that nobody there supports it.
Huh?
It is the weirdest feeling ever. You're sitting there and you're like, wow, everyone thinks this marriage is going to fail. You know, everyone thinks, because she's 19, he's 20, they have a kid already, and everyone's just like, oh, we're just getting married because they have a daughter or whatever. But like, her family is like really big and dramatic, and my family's really big and dramatic, and there's a lot of tension between them. And just being there, I think like there's going to be a fight. So we get to the wedding reception. And, you know, like when they introduce the people, like, coming in to the wedding reception, they introduce, like, the bride and the groom. They're supposed to introduce the bride's parents, the groom's parents, the bride's grandparents, the groom's grandparents, or whatever. So they're walking in. My aunt is lined up, ready to walk in, and the DJ announces the bride's parents, bride's grandparents, on both sides, and then that's it. She completely ignores my side of the family. And just stops. And my aunt has to like awkwardly walk across the dance floor back to her seat as nobody announces her side of the family. And that was a moment that like everybody in the hall went completely silent. Because given the tensions between the families, and given that the bride's family was the one that had planned most of the wedding, because it was in the town they lived in, we're like thinking, oh my god, this is an intentional act. You know, like,
yeah,
they're like, oh my god, they specifically snubbed us because they want, it was so weird. And I'm sitting there, like, in this tension, trying to eat garlic bread, trying to relax, and just sitting there, like, trying to talk to my cousin. I was trying to talk to my little cousin about video games, because he liked video games. We were just talking about Katamari, and then all of a sudden it just gets quiet as my aunt just walks across the dance floor, and she's wearing heels, and it's loud, and I'm just like, oh, shoot. And turns out the DJ just didn't turn the page on her clipboard. This DJ almost started a war between two families because she didn't know she had turned the page.
And she wouldn't know what was going on.
Exactly.
She wouldn't know when the fist
She
fight
had no
started.
idea. And I remember, like, a lot of people think my cousin is a brat, and I don't think that, not my cousin, but my cousin's new wife. I think she's sweet. Honestly, I think there's a little bit of, like, there's a little bit of sexism involved, just because my cousin knows what she wants. It's her wedding. You know what I mean? So she walked over to the DJ, and she's, like, super pissed off. And everyone's like, oh, Bridezilla. But, like, no, like, she's just pissed off because the DJ is terrible. And there's, like, and I'm like, oh, my God, there's going to be a fight. There's going to be a fight right here, right now. And there wasn't. But there was definitely, like, heated exchange.
Wasn't it a good thing that there wasn't the fight?
It was, but,
it would have been, like...
It would have been funny.
It would have been very...
It was still the
not
weirdest...
a good way to start a marriage.
Yeah.
Still the weirdest wedding, like, I've ever been to. Really fun. I had a really great time. Like, and I think they're going to be really happy together. I honestly do. It's hard, because they love each other a lot, but their families do not whatsoever. So, but, like, so weird. But anyway, my little cousin is, like, 15. Both my little cousins are 15, and I don't see my other one, Josiah, very much, but I see my other one, Ricky, and, like, we talk about video games sometimes, the last, like, 3 times we've seen each other, and you don't realize, hanging out with you all, playing video games, you don't realize how much knowledge you, like, absorb until you talk to someone and realize, like, oh my god, I'm talking too much, I know way too much, I better stop. Does that ever happen to you about anything?
Yeah.
No.
It doesn't mean, like, you're super, like, you just go on the internet one night and you learn a bunch of stuff, and then you talk about it, and suddenly everyone thinks you're a fanatic.
You realize, you're like, yeah.
Like, I went to a birthday party, and a song came on, and I was like, oh, this is a Shrek song for me. It sounds like Shrek. And everyone was like, what, really? And then I started talking about Shrek. And I'm still talking about Shrek. And I know a lot more about Shrek than I really thought I did. I'm like, oh my god, everyone's going to think I'm like a freak for Shrek movies. And I'm not. You just pick up.
Yeah.
So, I see my cousin Ricky. I'm like, oh, hey, dude, what's up? And he's talking about the new 3DS. And my other cousin Josiah is with him, who I have never seen. I haven't seen him in like 2 years. and they're like talking weirdly with each other, like in their own. I'm sitting right next to them. And they're like talking to each other, and they're kind of looking at me every once in a while. They're like talking, and they're like looking at me, and like talking, looking down. I'm just like, hey, whatever. I'm eating my garlic bread. And then like he turns to me, he's like really happy when he says it too. It's not with any hint of like accusation. It's like 100% with like excitement. He's like, so you're like a hardcore gamer, right? And I laughed because like not even close, but it was so cute because I felt validated in like all my little fact knowledge, you know? I was like, yeah, cool. A 15-year-old cousin looks up to me because I know some things about anime and I know some things about video games.
Yeah, you're an expert.
I wish I had a cousin like that. They all think I'm the freak of the family. But the funny thing is, I'm the one cousin 6 years ago. We're taking turns plugging our iPods into the speakers. And all I really had that was appropriate was K-pop, because like at the time everything had like.
Do people think you're cool because you experienced like different music?
Well, because like everything I had was either it had some curse words in it, but because my one aunt is like, so oh god, this has a bad word, you can't play it.
Like damn.
I was like, okay, look, you can only play my K-pop playlist. All the adults loved it. All the kids hated it.
Really?
Because it wasn't Miley Cyrus.
Aww.
But it was like, when they changed the iPod, my uncle came up to me and said, all the adults wish they'd put it back on. I'm like, hey.
That's nuts. That's sad. Wow. I love, like, being at the wedding yesterday was funny.
That's a mix of sad and nice, because it's like, the group you expected to hate it loved it.
They probably think like, oh, you're so cool, you listen to foreign music.
Yeah,
right?
you're
even
culture.
If you're listening to foreign music, you still learn a lot about that culture. Because
you learn a bit about their pop culture.
Like how we have here, I mean something completely different over there. And
yes.
Like, you get into like TVs and just culture. I'm just like, you should tell your kids this. Get them into other cultures.
Yeah, other people's pop cultures. I love like family gatherings and stuff like that too. Because even yesterday, like a wedding, you notice. A lot of times, I think this always happens. Half the people there are super ultra old-fashioned and conservative, and the other half people there are like, woohoo, I don't care.
Yeah.
Which was great, because like certain songs would come on, and certain family members would like, oh.
Yes.
Black people music.
Literally,
black people music.
When
I was offended, like
when I went to my cousin's wedding in May, in Massachusetts, they were playing, they were playing Snoop Dogg. They were playing Pharrell, they were playing, like Kanye, and, my aunt from Florida, she's like, I gotta talk to DJ, we gotta get some real music up here.
This is dirty music.
We gotta get some Chuck Berry, we gotta get some Elvis. Okay, I'm gonna talk to them right now. So, she went up to the DJ, and the DJ starts playing, like, All Shook Up or something like that, and she's like, I gotta get on the dance floor right now, because they've been playing all this, I don't even know what music it is, and then all the old people got up on the dance floor and started dancing.
And you know what I love? Because it really reminds me, and it's the fact that people don't realize how often and how identical and exactly history repeats itself. Because
couldn't some of them be the rock generation?
This happened with jazz. Jazz was primarily black artists, and it was dirty, trash, gutter music. Then guess who started making jazz? White people. And then guess what was acceptable? Same thing happened with rock and roll.
Yeah.
Rock and roll was dirty, trash, garbage music.
Dance music too, like house music.
Dance music, house music, and it just now it's happening with hip hop and rap. And actually, I don't know if it ever happened with R&B.
So like people are like, who's the best R&B artist? Justin Timberlake.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
I'm thinking like back like 90s R&B.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Weird. But it always happens, history repeats itself. I'm like, do you not realize that, one, it's new, two, you got a little racism in there. I'm really sorry, but it's the subconscious, you don't realize you're doing it, but you are, so please calm down. But I love it, and I love this wedding because I was offended, honestly. It was funny to me. I did not know. So the garter throw? And the bouquet throw?
Yeah.
I didn't know about the garter
bouquet.
I did not know. Every wedding I've ever been to, either they just do the bouquet and no garter, or they do the bouquet and the garter, and whoever catches both, they dance together, and it's really cute. Apparently, that's not like a normal tradition. Like, I was there, and my cousins were like, no, that's not what happens. And I didn't know this till after I was about to catch the bouquet. And, apparently whoever catches the bouquet has to sit in a chair and whoever catches the garter has to put the garter on their leg.
I never